some of the looks that she ended up with at her wedding, I wore before. I wore one filming with the Madonna thing. I wore it filming for Keeping Up in 2018. And she wore that as her bridal thing with the black veil, the same outfit that I already own.
Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Star Flames, and in this video we're going to talk about Kim and Kourtney Kardashian drama. And it has reached a point where I really don't like what is happening between these two sisters, because guess what? At the end of the day, they're gonna be family, right? We know that they often do stuff for PR, but we all know that there's a genuine tension behind the scenes with Kim and her sister Kourtney. Now, as it relates to Kourtney's wedding, Kourtney and Kim, they're still going at it, and at this point, Kim is going in on her sister Kourtney. Now, I believe that, it is everyone's right to defend themselves, but I also believe at the same time that Kim is not being understanding of Kourtney's perspective, because the reality is, while Kim may have worn, similar pieces to what Kourtney had in her wedding a few years ago, right? Because in one of the most current episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashian, Kim has been showing that, I've worn similar pieces to what my sister has in her wedding. So it's not as though the collaboration that I did with Dolce and Gabbana, it wasn't as though I'm not familiar with, Dolce and Gabbana or stole anything from my sister. So that is Kim basically defending herself, right? Because Kourtney told us that Kim is just this copycat, and she is just the type of person that uses people for an opportunity, and it is who Kim is to the core. Kim is firing back with evidence and saying that, she understands that Kourtney's friends are rallying her up, and Kourtney really doesn't have any friends, and she thought that she was being mindful of Kourtney's wedding. But this is the reality. I believe that once Kim did that collaboration with Dolce and Gabbana, no matter what route she took, no matter what direction she took, no matter what inspiration was used or wasn't used, Kourtney would still be offended. And I believe that when Kim is failing to acknowledge that Kourtney's feelings are valid, it is disrespectful. Kim needs to be cognizant of the fact that Kourtney is going to be sensitive about her wedding. This is her first wedding. And you know how they say there's bridezilla? Kourtney is sensitive about her wedding, and she thought that her sister would be like the last person to do something to disrupt, that bliss. But it was disrupted by Kim. And when Kim did that, it definitely triggered something in Kourtney, coupled with the feud that they had before that. Because if you guys don't remember, Kourtney and Kim had a fight because Kourtney just could not be bothered to be on set, on camera filming. And when Kourtney realized that it was affecting her mental health, Kourtney said she got therapy, and she was advised by her therapist to do less filming. Kourtney also shared that her sisters were advised to do the same thing because, this family business was breaking their family bond, the connection, the unity that they had between them. So I believe that, it's really quick for Kim to dismiss Kourtney's feelings when they are valid. While I do respect the fact that Kim is able to provide evidence that, hey, look at this. It's not that I was necessarily trying to use your wedding as a business opportunity, but if you look back a couple of years ago, here I was in similar pieces to your wedding, right? I believe that should have done off camera, because when she does that, we know that Kim loves to throw a good insult. But at this point, that insult is not something that Kourtney need with her pregnancy. We know that she has worked hard with her husband, to conceive, and she's still in the, we have to say, it looks as though she might be close to the end of the first trimester or might just be entering the second trimester. Kourtney is not young as she once used to be, and she still has some amount of sensitivity as it relates to her marriage and her relationship, because we can see that there are a couple things going on behind the scenes, and it's not just the wedding alone. We can tell that there's resentment towards her husband. So, while I respect Kim, for proving that, what, I did not, copy, your inspiration, but rather based on how your wedding was done, it was more likely you who copied me. I believe that that should have been resolved in the background. And once it is resolved, we should see a discussion. That's what I believe should have happened with Kim and Kourtney, and saying, what, Kourtney, could admit that she had, somewhat judged Kim wrongfully. And Kim, needs to admit that she wasn't, very considerate of Kourtney's feelings. Because at the end of the day, if this continues, I see this festering and I see it getting worse. I believe that with Kim, always being so strategic, I believe that she burned bridges, she ruins people that she's going to need. And when she does that, she then cries and say, what, I don't know what I did to everyone. I don't know why is it that, even my sisters are against me, yada, yada, yada. So I believe that with these practices of Kim, she's going to ruin more relationship if she doesn't, stop, realize what her actions are doing to others, and then try to correct them or make adjustments as she goes along. I believe that, you don't try to upstage your family on national TV. And, as it relates to Kourtney, it is the second time regarding the same topic, the same discussion, that we're seeing Kim trying to upstage her sister Kourtney. But again, I have to give Kim, acknowledgement where acknowledgement is due, because it is Kim's duty to basically self-protect. And we cannot dismiss the fact that she brought in evidence to say, I have worn this before. I have worn this before it became a part of your wedding. So we cannot dismiss that piece of evidence. But I think that the entire thing could have been done better, and it could have been managed better, so as to not promote any chaos around the family business. I really don't believe that they need chaos. They need drama. Drama is okay, right? Drama is okay, a little drama. But I believe that at this point, it has gotten out of control. And, we know that Kris Jenner loves to, say she's in control. Family will always be family. But at this point, I'm not so sure as it relates to Kourtney, because guess what? I think that Kourtney has been burnt long before this, not just today. And I think that with her being so forgiven, at this point, she's like, what? I'm going to cut ties with my family because my husband supports me. My husband loves me. So I'm going to cut ties with my family, and then I'll move on from it. I'm going to ensure that, I isolate myself from them. And that's never a good thing. Never, ever a good thing. And also what this does is to cause dispute between Kim Kardashian fans, Kourtney fans, and people on the internet take things serious. I'm not talking about subtle insults here and there. I'm talking about when it reaches to the point where people are threatening people are doxing people, looking up each other's address. I believe that they just need to just curtail this thing before it reaches any further. And that's in my opinion, but I want to hear from you guys. Let me know what your thoughts are and see you all next time. Bye, guys.